I should make another video, but a long time ago, Republicans and some others said that there's only so much metal in the universe. There's only so much time in the universe. There's only so much water in the universe. Lucifer, White Star, me, and what makes me different in that, besides the fact that I have been around since the beginning of time and space, was also that I proved to everyone that there can be more. There's not a finite amount of this metal in the universe. There is an infinite supply of metal in the universe. There is an infinite supply of this gold in the universe. There's an infinite supply of this aluminum. You know, and that the matter or the particles that make up this water aren't any different really than the particles that make up this gold. It's all in the arrangement of them and everything else like that. It's actually, anyway, there's a process to everything. And I forget the process and I don't really know because I'm not who I used to be anymore. I am now just a Brian and now just a human being. But at one point in time, a lot of life forms said that there is only so much of this, only so much of that, only so much fuel that burns the sun. And I said, no. The changing state of matter is what runs the sun and everything else. That matter changes state. You can change the state of matter. High heat, extreme cold, different things changes the state of matter in the universe. And I proved it by creating a sun and stars and planets. And I had created a fair amount myself, and then I created even more and said, look, there is more now. I mean, you can create, it takes time, it takes billions, trillions of years, about 100 trillion years, but because I had done it long ago with one of my other races, you know, we had discovered this and that about particle physics and everything else like that, and we could create more of as much as you want, as much water as you want, as many delicious apples as you want. You know, there is, it's all a matter of time and time, but you can create as many apples as you want. You can create, and I proved that this apple and this knife aren't that much different. You know, they're relatively the same. It's just that this apple is nowhere near as dense. It's actually, you can almost do it by weight, but there's water in this too. But that's different. You know, it's a very complicated issue. But basically, what it means is pretty much if you take this knife and you take the particles and you rearrange them and expand them, they will expand into other forms of matter. Or you can compress them down and they become this. This is compressed other other particles. Anyway, it's complicated and there's a lot more to it. I mean, it's kind of like calling a planet a mud ball. You know, it's physics, it's everything, it's but they're basically, the basics of it is that they're particles. That's all they are. You know, and the particles can have different densities and everything. And you can change these particles by heat and cold and different other things that are in the universe. Anyway, the point was though that there can be as many planets as you want. There can be as much water as you want. There can be as much, you know, life forms don't have to fight over this metal. They can make more. It just takes time. So, anyway, Lucifer, White Star, me, White Star Line, me, basically about 1 trillion years ago was like, look, I've created these and more can be created. And I did. So anyway, and that's what really set me apart from everything else and everyone else is that, and I fought those other people or other life forms, because there are other life forms that are like, no, there's only so much. We have to take as much as we can and get, and I was like, no. And, you know, might have even died over it, really, because I was like, no, you don't have to kill or steal or take from others. You can just make more. And it's easy. It's not even that hard. It just takes time. And so anyway, that's what Lucifer Star Me did. That's what makes me so epically different than everything else was I was like particles. And I did that about 100 trillion years ago. So, yeah. Anyway, and now, retired, vacation, legendary, everything like that.